criminal defense attorney do when we have no defense? That is what this video is going to be about. My name is Veronica. I am a criminal defense attorney here in Los Angeles, and I help people who have been arrested put their criminal cases behind them so that they can enjoy their lives and their freedom. And again, this video is going to be about what the heck does a criminal defense attorney do when we have no defense and the case is going to go to trial? Okay, so sometimes this happens in criminal cases, right? So we get the police reports, we're looking over them, we're trying to figure out, okay, can we get some evidence tossed? Can we maybe we get some more evidence like body worn video to see if the police report's accurate? Like, what can we get our own experts that will maybe help us out here? Like, what can we do? Sometimes you go through all of those options and you still find that really you still have nothing. So then you try, okay, well, let me show the prosecutor the good things about my client, try to get some kind of offer on the table that my client is willing to accept. But sometimes that fails too. And as criminal defense attorneys, I mean, the reason why I at least started doing criminal defense or litigation, I would say, is because I enjoy going to trial, but I don't enjoy losing. I don't want to lose. And of course, I have a client, I have a person who is relying on me to help them, to try to find something and do something so that they don't end up going to jail or prison or having a felony or whatever it may be. In law school, I was able to get an internship at my local public defender's office. And if you intern there, you don't get paid like you did if you worked for a law firm. But what you did get to do that those kids that were getting paid didn't get to do is you could actually, after your second year, you could work in court, argue in court, do trials in court under another attorney's license. And so that's what I did. So our first trial was this lady who had, and this was Illinois, 12 years ago. Marijuana was not at all legal, and they would charge you if you had any marijuana on you. So it was this lady who was pulled over. She had a bag of marijuana on her seat, on her front, passenger seat, and she had her kids in the back. And I was tasked with giving the closing argument. And I was really excited. This was my first trial, first closing argument. And I know it sounds minor, but I don't remember what the circumstances were, but this lady just really didn't want to have a criminal record. And I think that they were offering her jail time and she needed, she had her kids to take care of, so she couldn't accept it. So we were like, all right, well, let's give this our very best shot. And here is what I did in that case. And that doesn't mean that we do this in every single case, but there's something called the United States of America defense, and if you are a nerd like me for law TV shows and you've ever watched The Practice, you may know what I mean because they mention it there. Eugene Young is a big fan of it, and he is amazing, probably one of the best TV lawyers of all time. And basically how it goes is you start off with, this is the United States of America. And in the United States of America, we do not convict without proof beyond a reasonable doubt. And the prosecution has not met their burden here. And then, okay, so that's how it starts out. And then basically what I argued is that, okay, the cops had come in at the trial. They had said, we saw her there with the marijuana. We took pictures. They testified, okay, we smelled it. It was marijuana. They did a lab test. In fact, yes, it was marijuana. But they didn't bring it into court. So I argued, well, where is it? We're in the United States of America. They're supposed to prove this beyond a reasonable doubt. They surely still have the marijuana, and they never brought it in. I know it sounds completely stupid, but sometimes if you say something like that with enough passion, you can actually win. And we did. We freaking won. We did not expect to win. I think that's why they even gave me the closing argument. They're like, well, this is throwaway. We'll just give it to the law student. It won't count against us. But we won with that defense. So, I mean, sometimes all that we can do is argue that they didn't meet their burden beyond a reasonable doubt and find something there. Find some kind of hook and dig into it. We can't just go up there with nothing. So we find some kind of hook and dig into it. And I mean, going back in time, I wasn't really the one consulting with that client, but I probably would have told her if she was my client today and this was as serious of a charge today as it was then, is, you probably want to take a deal because you're facing a lot more time if you end up going to trial. But we won anyway. So that's just a little fun story. I love that story, and sometimes I go into a little bit more detail on it with friends because I just think that it was so amazing. Like, she obviously had the marijuana, right? They had pictures, they had the lab tests, they had the cops, and still the jury freaking threw it out. It was awesome, and that lady got to go back to her family, be happy, enjoy her freedom, not have a criminal record. It was cool. Anyway, if you have a case in Southern California, feel free to book a consultation with me down below or give me a call. You can also find my number down below.